Hello, this video from the Utah Division of Drinking Water will cover how to complete and submit chlorinator operational reports. Let's start by going over the applicable regulations. R309-210 requires systems operating chlorinators to take operational readings at least 3 times per week. The required readings vary depending on the type of chlorinator, but generally systems should be checking things such as the total volume of water treated, the type and amount of disinfectant used, and the setting of the rotometer valve or any pump settings. R309-215 requires water systems with chlorinators to measure and record the chlorine residual level at the point of entry to the distribution system. This means prior to any service connections. The frequency of point of entry monitoring varies, so refer to WaterLink or the operating permit letter for the chlorinator to learn what is required for your system. Let's quickly go over why these regulations exist. They exist to ensure that treatment is adequate, to ensure that chlorine levels remain safe for consumers, to protect operators from safety hazards, and to help operators understand how the system has been operating historically. Now let's move on to collecting the operational data. Systems must collect and record the operational data spelled out in the regulations. The exact data that is collected and the manner in which it is collected will vary system by system. Now we'll go over the specific data points that need to be tracked, starting with how much water was treated. This is typically measured using a totalizer or a water meter. We can use the metering data to figure out how much water went through the treatment plant over a certain amount of time. Systems also must track how much chlorine was used. Systems with gas chlorinators will check the scales under the chlorine gas cylinders and track the pounds of chlorine gas that have been used. Systems with liquid or hypochlorinators will check the level of the liquid in the tank, and systems with tablet chlorinators will simply record the number of tablets added. Systems must also monitor the chlorine level at the point of entry to the distribution system. Systems may use online analyzers or chlorine test kits to check the chlorine level at the point of entry. Now that we've covered the data to be collected, let's go over how to complete the reports. A report template can be found on our mrdl.utah.gov webpage. Users can select the disinfectant type and the appropriate columns will appear. In this example, chlorine gas has already been selected on the template, and you can see that there are columns there reflecting the chlorine gas data. If the user changes to hypochlorinator under disinfectant type, the columns will update and reflect the data that needs to be collected for those type of chlorinators. If users select tablet chlorination, the columns will update and show the data that needs to be collected for those type of chlorinators as well. Now let's talk about submitting these operational reports. So these operational reports are filled out monthly, but they are submitted quarterly. So with that, 3 months of data will be in each report. You can use the tabs at the bottom of the report template to switch between months. And the reports are due by the 10th day after the end of each quarter. These reports are submitted using an online form, which can be found on our mrdl.utah.gov webpage. This is the same form where you enter your chlorine residual data. There's a question on the form asking if you need help with operational reports. Answer yes if you do, and we will reach out and provide assistance. Large systems with many chlorinators can use a different method, like email, to submit their many reports. If you're a large system and have questions about this, please reach out to us at the division and we can help you. We also want to quickly highlight that systems must monitor chlorine residuals with their bacteriological samples and in the distribution system at least 3 times per week. As previously stated, this information is also submitted quarterly using the online form. but residual monitoring and reporting requirements are covered in depth in another video, so we encourage you to watch that and learn more. So please reach out and we will be happy to give you assistance, but we first encourage you to check out our webpage at mrdl.utah.gov.